NTV on the Road has been broadcasting from Kibabii University for the last 2 days. Now, this university, barely a decade ago, is shaping itself to be a landmark and a center of excellence. And this evening, we are joined by this university's Vice Chancellor, Professor Isaac Ipara. Thank you so much for joining us and being such a gracious host to NTV for the past few days. All right, definitely. Now, it's notable that this university has made tremendous achievement in terms of infrastructure. I'd like to know, what is that thing that you're doing differently and to reach this particular point?
First, thank you very much, NTV, for covering our graduation day on Friday and allowing us to host you. Indeed, we have made tremendous achievements in infrastructure. We have ultra-modern laboratories. We have offices for staff. We have beautiful lecture halls. All this has been achieved through prudent utilization of funds from the exchequer. Number two, we have tried to avoid and put in place all the necessary measures to minimize revenue seepage. The number three is by in terms of procurement, by ensuring that we get the best contractors around. And you can see that from the kind of infrastructure we have.
And this university is barely a decade ago, quite a young university, but you've made such tremendous, achievements. And I remember earlier this year, President Uhuru Kenyatta had set aside 100 million shillings in terms of, developing and refurbishing this particular institution. What is the state at this point?
This institution is only six years old. It was born in 2012 as a constituent college and nurtured by Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology. Now, since then, we have made every effort to utilize the little funding that we get from government for the best reasons. As we are talking now, our emphasis is on equipping the laboratories and laying the infrastructure for ICT and computers, and also buying laboratory materials for the other science-based programs. Council has decided that a big percentage of our appropriation in aid is directed towards ensuring that we provide learning resources, adequate learning resources for students.
All right.
So even as we wait for government to support us, we are still doing something on our own. Last year, we were lucky enough to be granted 64 million by the National Research Fund. The money has not been disbursed, but as soon as it is, it's going to change this place for better. Indeed,
and speaking on the same, right during the graduation, Education Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohammed said that public universities should not just sit and wait for the funds allocated to them, but rather find diverse ways on how it can be able to fund itself. Just an example, what is this university doing in terms of that, or are there plans to do that?
What we are doing at the moment is to train our staff and students and enhance their capacity so that they can write proposals that can win funds.
All right.
And as I'm talking, we have a research going on under the European Union that's going to bring us it's going to earn us about 100 million. We also have other proposals that are being vetted, and we are hopeful that through this we can get the much needed financial resources to help us supplement what we are getting from government.
All right. Would you say there is a significant impact of this institution to the neighboring community?
Tremendous. When we came here in 2012, you could hardly see a structure along the road. But now there's a lot of construction going on. The value of land around here has gone up tenfold. We are working with the private entrepreneurs around here to put up world-class hostels for our students to supplement the small capacity that we have. So I can say with all confidence that two things are contributing to the development of Bungoma. That is the county government and Kibabii University.
All right. And lastly but not least, Professor, you know, there is a gap in terms of skills in the country which is causing the high rate of unemployment. What would you say? Do you believe actually the courses that you're providing are able to bridge that gap by providing students who are able to go and fill that gap in the job market?
Yes, what we are doing here is injecting the element of skills in what we are providing.
All right.
We are also addressing the issue of competence. We are working with industry to find out the gap between the theoretical education and the practical aspects and the expectations of the industry. As we are talking, we are also working on how we can infuse the requirements of the Big Four agenda in our program. Our students are marketable, and I'll not be boasting to say, even as we were graduating on Friday, about 6 of them had already landed jobs, including one with NTV.
Fantastic. All right. And I think at that point, we're going to end this discussion. Thank you so much, Professor Isaac Ipara, for hosting us, for being such a gracious host. Kibabii University is very young, but has made tremendous achievements, not just in this county, but countrywide as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.